Yo, Guzman, he wasn't just some dude, he was a whole damn force of nature, a hurricane of ambition and ruthlessness that swept across the globe like a tsunami, leaving everything in its wake. He was a real OG, a kingpin, a don. He was the man, the one you didn't mess with, the one who made the rules. He was Guzman, and he was the baddest man on the planet. El Chapo. See, once he climbed that mountain and sat on the throne, he ruled with an iron fist, you know? Nobody questioned the man. It was his way or the highway, straight up. You crossed him, you got a bullet, just as shiny as his throne. Word was law, and El Chapo was the law. No exceptions. He was a kingpin, plain and simple, a legend. El Chapo, or Shorty as he was known, was more than just some two-bit drug dealer slinging dope on the corner. He was the kingpin, the godfather, the one and only. He sat atop the drug empire like a king on his throne, and his Sinaloa cartel was the most powerful force in the underworld. He wasn't just some thug with a gun, he was a mastermind, a strategist, a visionary. He played the game of drugs like a grandmaster playing chess, and he always came out ahead. He was ruthless, yes, but he was also smart, cunning, and adaptable. He could outmaneuver and outwit his enemies with ease. He was El Chapo, and he was the king of the hill. El Chapo. He wasn't no softy, that's for sure. He'd make an example of anyone who dared to cross him, and he wasn't afraid to get his hands dirty. But he wasn't all about violence and bloodshed either. El Chapo, he was smart. He knew that the power of persuasion, the power of loyalty, was just as important, if not more important, than a gun. He built up a network of allies that stretched far beyond the borders of Mexico, into the United States, Europe, and even Asia. He was like the king of the underworld, and he had his hands in everything. El Chapo's drug empire was a beast, a monster, a behemoth. It was so vast, so extensive, that it made Jeff Bezos look like a street peddler. He had his hands in every single aspect of the drug trade, from the poppy fields in Mexico to the streets of New York City. He was like the CEO of drugs, and his business was booming. He controlled the production, the distribution, the transportation, the sales, the marketing, the whole damn thing. He was the kingpin, the godfather, the man who made the world run on drugs. And he did it all with a smile on his face and a gleam in his eye. El Chapo's reputation was like a shadow, a specter that loomed over the entire drug world. He was feared, respected, even worshipped by some. He was like a mythical creature, a man who could vanish into thin air and reappear whenever he wanted. He was the boogeyman of the drug world, the man who could make your nightmares come true. He was El Chapo, and he was the king of the underworld. El Chapo, the man who ruled the underworld with an iron fist, was a man of insatiable ambition. He was like a shark, constantly swimming forward, never satisfied, always hungry for more. His empire was vast, his power immense, but he yearned for more. He wanted to be the biggest, the baddest, the most feared man in the world. And in his relentless pursuit of power, he overreached. He became careless, arrogant, believing he was untouchable. And in the end, it was this hubris that would lead to his downfall. His empire crumbled, his power waned, and he was reduced to a mere shadow of his former self. But even as he fell, El Chapo's name still echoed through the underworld, a reminder of a man who dared to dream big, who dared to reach for the stars, and who ultimately fell from grace. El Chapo was the kingpin, the godfather, the man who made the world dance to his murderous tune. Even the baddest kingpin on the block can't outrun the feds forever. El Chapo's reign was doomed from the start. Yo, even the slickest kingpin on the streets can't keep slipping the feds forever. El Chapo, the man with more lives than an alley cat, finally got caught by the Mexican authorities back in February 2014. His capture was a major score for the law enforcement, a testament to their hustle and determination. But you think El Chapo was gonna stay behind bars? Nah, man. In a move that would make even Hollywood writers shake their heads, Guzman orchestrated a daring escape from a maximum security prison, using a mile-long tunnel straight out of a blockbuster movie. This slick move only solidified his rep as a real OG, a legend in his own right. But freedom ain't no guarantee for a kingpin like El Chapo. In January 2016, he got caught again, and this time the Mexican authorities weren't messing around. They shipped him off to the United States, a move that sent shockwaves through the international drug trafficking scene. This was a major blow to El Chapo's empire, a sign that even the most powerful kingpins can't escape justice forever. El Chapo's fall was a major earthquake in the world of drug trafficking. It was a clear message to all the big bosses out there. No one is above the law, no one is untouchable. Guzman's arrest and extradition caused chaos in the global drug trade, creating a power vacuum that led to a wave of violence as cartels fought for control. Guzman's fall was a seismic shift in the underworld, a signal that no one is untouchable. El Chapo Guzman is serving a life sentence in a maximum security prison in Colorado.